So recently, I've gotten multiple requests from people watching some of my YouTube videos on manipulation, how to stop manipulating people. In other words, these are people that are watching them and recognizing that they manipulate people and that they want to stop doing it. This thrills me because the first step to any behavior change is recognizing that you're doing something and not wanting to do it anymore. So that is the biggest hurdle that anybody has with changing, is recognizing that they need to change. So the first thing that I'm going to answer is, why do you manipulate people? How come? The opposite of manipulation is simply to ask someone else directly for what you want. Will you give me some money? Will you come over to my house? Will you help me with this? Is it okay for this to happen? Will you do this with me? Will you give me this? Will you participate in this? When you manipulate, you don't give people the right to say yes or no to you. You literally figure out what it is that you can do to get this person to do whatever it is you want without you asking them. You don't give them an opportunity to say no. You manipulate them to say yes for one simple reason. You want it. And you've got to look at why. Why are you resorting to that instead of taking the risk of asking the person to do it for you and giving them the opportunity to say no? So that's the first thing. So it has to come from somewhere. What is going on in you when you're doing it? Are you fearful that they're going to say no and you won't be okay? Are you feeling insecure and needy and you have to have these needs met and you truly do not know how to handle not having these needs met? Are you feeling entitled? Do you believe that you're entitled to have all your needs met, that people don't have a right to say no to you? You've got to look at what is truly going on. What are the beliefs that you have behind this manipulation? A belief means it's kind of like a worldview. It's kind of like the things that guide your behavior. I believe I have the right to have all my needs met. I believe that other people do not have the right to say no to me. I believe that if I want or need something, that you, if you are in a relationship with me, have to do that for me. Or I believe that I will not be okay if someone tells me no. I believe that I have to have this, or I feel like I'm going to suffocate, or I feel like I'm going to die, or I feel like I'm not going to be able to handle it. I feel like I'm not going to survive. I feel like I just won't be okay if I don't have this. And so instead of asking for it and giving the person a chance to say no, you just are like, I have to get it. So therefore, I have to make sure that this person gives this to me, and I'm going to have to manipulate them to get it. So is it because you look down on them and you feel that that person doesn't have a right over their own life and over their own choices, that you operate from a position of what we call power over in relationships, where you believe that you have a right to control the other person and to make the person do what you want? Do you see yourself as superior to that person? Are you do you just simply disregard and not care that the person isn't going to have a right to say yes or no? Do you not care about your effect on people? I mean, what is it that's going on with you? You've got to kind of dig deep, and you've got to figure out, what is it that guides you, the belief system behind your manipulation. How do you do that? Start paying attention to your thoughts. Your thoughts will give you your belief system. So when you feel annoyed with somebody, or you feel irritated, or you feel that you need something, and you're starting to interact with a person, pay attention to the thoughts that go through your head. Is it a thought, something to the effect of, I've got to have this. Oh my gosh, I can't give this person, it's got to happen. There can't be an opportunity. Is there a voice that says, I deserve this? Okay. Or I'm going to get this. This is mine. It's kind of like being power over, like, I deserve it. It's mine. No one has the right to tell me no. Okay. Or I'm number one. Everyone does what I want them to do. Or, oh my gosh, I have to have this. What is it? Pay attention to that and figure out what is the emotion that goes along with that. That will really help you. Now, where did this come from? I mean, you've got to look at that too, because that will help you. Was it modeled to you? Was your father or mother manipulative? Did your father or mother manipulate their spouse? Did your father or mother manipulate you? Did a grandparent manipulate you? Did a sibling manipulate you? Did your former spouse manipulate you? I mean, typically things that we pick up in behavior come from our childhood, but it can be that you've early on had this modeled to you from another person or a sibling that really impacted your life, or even a grandparent. Also, it could be that as a child, you were overindulged, that you were given everything. This can be sometimes a mother who is like a single mom and you're kind of her world, and she just figures that she can keep you close to you by just giving you everything you want. And as soon as you say jump, she jumps, and you say you want something, and you've never learned what's called delayed gratification, which is you don't get what you want right when you want it. And you find out, I'm okay. I can wait. I can do without it. I don't have to have it. Like, I can learn how to handle not having it. So that's a possibility. Also, there can be like a narcissistic attitude where you have a right to everything and you deserve it, and no one has a right to tell you no. That is sometimes also an attitude of people who kind of have abusive patterns. And then the other possibility is that you were, as a child, neglected, and the only way that you got attention was to be manipulative. And this can be you being manipulative to get your basic needs met, like your food and love and attention. Or it can be that the only way that you got people to interact with you and listen to you, or answer you, or be present for you, was to be manipulative. Now, how are kids manipulative? Sometimes they have to be really cute, like, maybe act like the little princess or the little cute girl, or be kind of coy and feminine, and kind of use that to get what you want. Or it can just be that you were demanding, or you figured out ways to get people to listen or to get what you want by lying, or by making them afraid, by threatening, by saying, I'm going to run away, I'm not going to be here anymore. And then the parent gave in and gave you what you wanted, or threatened to hurt someone else, or you threatened to hurt the parent or do something. So if you started doing this as a child, then you've got to look at the root of what was going on in that relationship, the needs that were not being met for you, how you began to manipulate, and recognize that it starts there. And oftentimes when you've got to dig into the roots to change a pattern that you have as an adult, you might need therapy. You might need a professional therapist, counselor, to help you work through this so that you can be healthier in your relationships, because manipulative relationships are not healthy relationships. Once somebody recognizes that you are manipulating them, they will not be happy in that relationship. They will have to sacrifice a part of themselves, and this will not be an adult equal relationship where there's shared power and mutuality and cooperation and goodwill for each other. So you don't want to be manipulating, and you don't want to manipulate your children, because then you're going to teach them to be manipulative. So remember, the opposite of manipulation is simply to ask. Ask for what you need, to give the other person the opportunity to say yes or to say no. So it's kind of like there's a scripture in Matthew 5:37, I believe it says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. And this is like saying, let the other person say yes or say no. Okay, they have the right to that, and you will have healthier relationships. So thank you for watching this video on Change My Relationship. And I hope this helps you. And if you want to work on not being manipulative, I applaud you. It is a huge step toward getting healthy. And I would urge you to get whatever resources to support you that are possible, because you are on the road to becoming emotionally and relationally healthy.